What is going on, everybody? My name is Jake with Code 4 Defense, and today we're here in the shop taking a look at the Flir Breach Thermal Monocular. This is going to be the second installment of this series. We're going to go do an unboxing video, as well as give you some of our initial thoughts and an overview of the device itself. Let's take it over to the tabletop and see what we've got. All right, we're over here at the benchtop taking a look at the Flir Breach Thermal Monocular. This is the packaging that it comes in, a very, very cool box from Flir. Magnetic on the front side here allows you to flip it open and reveal what's inside. So on top here we have the manual quick start guide for the Flir Breach. A lot of useful information for me, kind of helped me get acquainted to the unit as I've never used one of these before. This is the more in-depth user manual that gets all the way into the minutiae of everything that's involved with the Flir Breach and everything that you would want to know with it, as well as a nice little thank you from Flir themselves. Down to brass tacks here, this is the carrying case that the Flir Breach comes in. Pretty nice carrying case, to be honest. Nice trades on the top there and pretty useful. Comes with a MOLLE attachment on the back, as well as like a belt loop if you wanted to run it through your belt. I don't know if anybody ever does anything like that. I certainly don't, but pretty nice little case from Flir regardless. Inside here, we'll open the top flap, and you can see that the thermal monocular sits right inside there. There is an eye cup that is at the bottom that just slips over the ring right here at the back to reduce any spill. If anybody else was using an IR device or something like that, and you were holding it up to your face. On this side, there is a cable, a USB-C type cable that you can use to connect it to your computer to access the internal storage of the device. And on this side, there was a battery that came with the device, as well as a nice little lens cleaning pouch that clips onto the side there. So that just cleans the objective and the ocular lens for you so that it doesn't get too dirty. So very cool carrying case that came with the Flir Breach. And then obviously we have the unit itself. Now I can't state how impressively light and small this thing is. It is extremely lightweight. I think it comes in just at 8 ounces. And right away, you notice the quality of the device itself. Unlike the, let's say, iRay ML19 that feels a little plasticky in your hands, this one feels like it's the same type of material that like a PVS-14 is made out of, or some other high-end night vision device, and it just feels very solid. The battery compartment is very, very nice. It threads on super easy, threads off very easy. It would be very easy to access this if it was in the pitch black and you were trying to change your batteries. The form factor of it's also just very cool. I really like the device itself. So kind of from front to back here, you've got a lens cover that is tethered, covers the front objective lens there, battery cap right there. As we come back on the device, you've got your power button, which you hold this to power on, and then this is how you access the menus of the device. You long hold this to get into the main menus, and then you cycle through the menu with this, select with this, and you can change all the different settings that you could ever want to change inside of the menu of this device. When you're not in the menu, these two buttons, if you long hold, will be the digital zoom, and if you just short press, it'll change the brightness level on the device itself. So really, really easy, intuitive system to use. Just 3 buttons, and they work out really well, separated by these dividers right here. On the back side here, you have your objective lens, and there is no gross focus on the front here. The only focus is this ring back here. And I felt like sometimes I was getting some fuzzy images. I had to fine tune this a little bit, and it's a little harder than something like, say, the ML19 to get really, really crisp images, but it's still very serviceable. And the idea that you only have to adjust one thing is actually kind of nice. On the sides of the device, you can see that it has 1, 2, 3 mini rails for you to mount this on different items, such as like a helmet mounted kit or something like that. So nice addition, and better than the ML19 that only has 2 mounting platforms, or 2 places to mount the rails. This has all 3, and they're already installed. So if you wanted to switch between views or switch between how it's held, you can do that very easily. I'll play some footage for you right now of what this looks like. The image is very crisp, very clean. It's not the best thermal image that I've seen, and the something in the same class like the ML19 from iRay outclasses this just a little bit. But if you're interested in that, I'm going to do a video later on that shows a direct comparison between the two. So initially, my initial thoughts on this thing is that I'm very impressed with the unit. It is extremely durable. You can tell that right when you feel it. Very lightweight. It's going to be a very nice addition for some things that I've got coming out. So I'm going to take this back over to the shop, and we're going to give you some of the final thoughts, as well as play you some footage from the Flir Breach so that you can get a better idea of it. All right, that was a bit of an overview as well as unboxing of the Flir Breach. I gave you a little bit of my impressions, but we'll kind of go over what I really think of the device and kind of my use case that I'm going to be looking at putting it through. So overall, I think that this is an incredibly durable, well-made, small form factor thermal monocular that if you need to scan an area and find a heat signature, you're going to be able to do. So looking at the footage that I played earlier, and I'll play again, it's easy that you could spot a thermal signature out to 100 yards, 200 yards, 300 yards. It's not an issue with it. Now, will you be able to see what that image is? Maybe. It kind of depends on several factors. As you can tell, the resolution that this device has is a little bit lacking, and it's even lacking over something like the iRay ML19, which I know I keep comparing it to, but that's kind of the only other thermal monocular right now that's in this price range that makes sense to compare it to. So should you get this? Well, I think that really depends on what your use case is going to be. If you want like a duty grade thermal monocular that you can throw in your cargo pocket and go and scan an area to try and find a heat signature in a wooded area or in the night or whatever you want to do, I think it's going to do that really well. I think it's going to hold up very well, and I don't think that you're going to have any issues with it long term. Is it something that is going to be the best in the market in terms of the image that it provides you? I don't believe that it is. Like I said, it's a touch lacking in that department. But for that specific use case, or if you were going to mount it to a helmet, those are kind of the specific niche things that you would be using something like this for. So for that money, I think that it's good because I think that it is truly durable and it's something that's going to last. Whereas something like the ML19, I'm not 100% sure will, given the long haul. However, time will tell on that. Stay tuned. I'm going to do a direct comparison video between the two. If you're interested in that, be sure and drop a subscribe. Be sure to like this video if you found it helpful. You guys stay safe, and we will see you on the next one.